5-Top Adventure Challenge. In fact, I've been tagged 3 times. First time was Max from Hike Camp. Austin and Lucy from 2 Feet Forward tagged us.
Welcome to Cribgock.
And then just the other week we got Chris from the MCM Outdoors Show.
It's horrific. These conditions are horrible.
One of the main influences in my life has been music. And the name Alan Metal Man, the Metal Man bit it was a nickname given to us by a few friends that just stuck, and it was all to do with my love of heavy metal. Unless you see a band live, you've never lived. And in 1971 I saw my first live band, and that was Deep Purple, and I've still got the ticket stub to this day. They were the good old days. And people say it must have been awesome to see them bands, and yeah, it was. It's remembering them. The second one, it was stopping out overnight, because the band I was brought up with that really got me into music, Rolling Stones, they were playing at Newcastle City Hall. Now, you didn't send away for tickets for them. It was pointless because you just wouldn't get them. So you had to go through there and you had to queue up, and you had to queue up overnight. For the first time in my life, we got on the train. I got the train to Newcastle and joined the queue, and we thought it was going to be so much fun. After about an hour standing in the cold, the fun stopped. And I tell you something, that was one long cold night. We did get tickets, and for me it was one of the best nights of my life at the time. And what a night. Third adventure, and I think I was 17, possibly 18. Went down to London. These were my hippie days, these. And get bands like Hawkwind, Pink Floyd. Again, sounded great. The reality was something completely different. It was 2 bitterly cold nights sleeping out. So not the fun adventure I expected to be, but looking back on it, it was a big adventure. Fourth big adventure, again to do with music, but this time with my son. My son had his own band. Fallen Fate, and the band were going for about 12 years. Recorded 2 albums, toured the UK. Son's band played at Download. The year that AC/DC headlined, 125,000 people there. Seeing my own son play in his own band, and then one of my heroes from one of my favourite bands come and join him on stage. That was absolutely awesome. But the ultimate highlight, my son's band toured with the mighty Onslaught. I've been a fan of them. I've seen them umpteen times, and we saw them down in Wales, and we saw them in Nottingham, we saw them in Newcastle, we went up to Scotland. My son says to us, get some footage, but I was so bloody wrecked, I didn't, which was a shame, because what he didn't tell us was that they invited my son on to sing with Onslaught. It just absolutely blew my brains. So that was over in Scotland. The 2 of them went over to Northern Ireland. Me and Mrs. Metalman stopped in Edinburgh for a few days. We flew over for the last night of the tour, which was in Dublin. We had an absolutely crazy time.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome from Fallen Fates, please get out!
absolutely fantastic, crazy days of Fallen Fate, touring the country and playing with bands like Onslaught. Absolutely fantastic. Loved every second of it. I think the last adventure for me, I'm going to say, is YouTube. Top of my neighbours again. I've got back into hiking, which I used to do a lot before. But now that I'm getting on a bit, I need to sort of look after myself a bit better. Top of Mount Snowdon. Hey! I've met some really, really genuine, good people, and I really love the community spirit, the friendship that I'm finding on YouTube.
Wait, let's see.
Great Sanders, we love you.
You'd have to go and do like loads of miles, doing loads of...
YouTube for me is the main deal there now. We all safely got over Sharp Edge, did the climb up Balcrag. Fourth time for me, not that I'm bragging, but it just gets better. It got quite hot there before, and I'll tell you something, I very nearly went topless. I enjoy watching other people's videos as well, and it's been a real pleasure for me to meet up with some of these people. Chris and Leona Pye, two of the best people you will ever want to meet in your life. So the last adventure for me has definitely been YouTube, one I'm still on there now.
Oh, yeah.
The metal man cometh, more like the metal man crawleth today. Oh God. Highest point in England, top of Scarfell Pike. We'll have some breakfast soon. So this has been my 5 adventures. I think Chris nominated Sue from Backpacks and Bruises, but he never nominated Sam, which was a bit strange because the 2 peas in a pod. So I think I'll nominate Sam from Backpacks and Bruises.
My God, how nice is this?
And the last one I'm going to nominate, he's actually just stopped, he's taking a break from YouTube there now, so he mostly won't watch this, which is Chris Sale. Another guy I met, another fellow YouTuber, great lad, dead interesting lad, somebody else who's got a story to tell, had a lot of big plans for the future. When I spoke to him, he used to watch my videos. I'm not quite sure if he still does there now because his channel has gone stratospheric. Till I'm out again, which should be the weekend with Mrs. Metalman over the Lake District. Thank you to everybody. That's in the spot.